Talking Music with Big Andy. This week, Pryma are talking music with me, Big Andy. Hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm Big Andy, as you know, and I have with me members of the band Pryma. Hi guys, how you doing?
Ben.
Right, good to have you with us. Now, I have this thing normally, which is the fact that when I look up, do a bit of research about the bands, I can either find absolutely nothing, or I find a nice amount of stuff. With you, it was confusing because I found like completely different things in different places where I looked. So I'll try go through what I've got and see. You were formed in 2015, is that right, originally?
No.
Oh, okay. I've got to think you said that you were formed in 2015. Gabby formed a band called Renegade, and then you became Pryma.
That part's true.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. Oh, right. The next thing I found out was it's different places. It says you come from Herne Bay, and another place it said you come from Canterbury.
Herne, but we're all mainly in Herne Bay except Gab, and obviously, well, half of us are in Herne Bay, and the other half is in Sittingbourne and Margate. Don't know why it's Canterbury.
I guess we're paranoid about people finding us.
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask you about influences because I found two completely different lists of bands that you said that you were supposed to be influenced by. But okay, enough of that. What? It's heavy rock you play. I mean, it is. There's no doubt about that, and it's based very much on sort of. I think most of the stuff, by the sound of it, to me, sounds like it's based on like classic British heavy rock. Is that correct?
Like kind of, it's like a cross between, I guess, new wave British heavy metal and then more modern stuff all kind of rolled into one. Yeah.
I mean, I can hear the new wave of British heavy metal influence in it quite. I mean, having grown up with that myself through it when it came out, it's you can hear it very easily. So I've got a description of you, which I found on a few different websites, which apparently comes from a review. Originally, I think it came from a review in Rock Style UK. It says, Pryma pride themselves in experimentation, always wanted to push the boundaries of their sound, with every new track varying from rock, indie, funk and metal.
I suppose rock and metal is true. About indie and funk, I'm not entirely sure, but rock and metal certainly.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's ignore what I found online and let's just talk. Okay, so how did the band come about? How were you formed and when and why?
Over to go.
Oh God, and the camera as well.
Oh no.
So I mean, I started the band when I was probably like 13, 14, and we weren't called Pryma then, we were called Renegade. But I also didn't have these guys. Like I was in a different band. Well, I brought members in and out until we found the right ones. And then I don't know, when did I meet all you guys? It must have been what?
I think I joined like 2018, I think. That's when I started, yeah.
So it was and then we met Max and then we met Domo. But we kind of found each other through like friends of friends and stuff. Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
So you've only actually been together sort of like since about 2018?
Yeah.
As
this lineup, yeah.
Okay, right. So, I mean, are you all into the same sort of stuff? I mean, what are your influences?
Gav, you start. We'll go around the table.
Okay. I mean, I guess we kind of have similar genres in general, but
I'm the metalhead.
well, yeah. I mean, I kind of like a bit of Queen. I like a bit of Blondie, and then it goes to like classical. I love classical. I like a bit of jazz. I like a bit of everything, to be honest. The only thing I can't stand, I actually detest, if I'm honest, is country and the new pop stuff that's out now. I just everything that's on the radio now is just like absolute drivel to me.
Fair enough.
It's just when you're at a rave, you know what I mean? It's not my sort of thing.
I guess with me, it's, well, at the minute, Megadeth and more Megadeth, but it's, I grew up on bands like Sabbath, AC/DC, Deep Purple, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's all sort of vibes on it, like all of us, isn't it?
Yeah. What about you two guys?
Do you want me to say Dom or you?
Yeah, you go. I think so.
I'm very sort of different. I mean, I like everything now, other than obviously the new pop stuff. I grew up on like Barry White, the Jacksons, Sly and the Family Stone, all that sort of stuff. Chili Peppers, and then it wasn't until I was like 14, 15 when I actually started getting into Sabbath, the Maidens, you know, the Metallicas, and the Anthraxes, and yeah. So, but I'm generally into pretty much everything. But yeah.
Yeah, I like a little bit of everything. I mean, my Spotify playlist is a bit mental at the minute. There's a bit of everything, but you know, AC/DC, Foo Fighters, Black Sabbath, like classic rock bands, until probably about 2 years ago when I joined this band, and then everything just got heavier. So, so now I listen to, you know, come back to listening to like bands like Slipknot, and like I say, Megadeth comes into it now. Slayer comes into it now.
Oh yeah, let's not forget Meshuggah, Dom.
Meshuggah, yeah. All these bands. But yeah, as I say, I'll be like listening to like a rap album, and then, you know, next thing Slayer comes on, and I'm listening to Slayer, and you know,
yeah.
If I like it, I like it. There's nothing to it that way, really.
Let's watch a clip of one of the band's videos. You've put out a few singles and things online and stuff like that. Have you got more? Have you got sort of music that you want to put out as an album, or?
Well, we've got songs that we've already recorded, so I think we've probably still got quite a few more songs that we've got to put out yet. But at the minute, because we're still quite a new band, I think we're all kind of waiting, you know, to build a bit more of a fan base to put out an album. So we're just we want to start gigging about, start doing all the tours and stuff first, kind of get our name about a little bit better, you know, before we put out an album. But we are putting out songs out, you know, almost monthly now. So there is always new music, but probably just wait a little bit for an album. But songs are there anyway.
Yeah, I noticed. I mean, you've got a lot of live videos on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I mean, you've obviously been playing live. You seem to have good reaction. I mean, the crowd seem to react to your songs really well. So I mean, how far have you managed to go with your gigging? Have you done sort of just local places, or have you played
Yeah, we've
far
just
away?
come back from Stoke-on-Trent, so it was literally just yesterday was a 5-hour drive back. We
Right.
went up on the Friday. That was the furthest that we've gone so far. So we've played in London a few times. We've gone up to Stoke. We played Canterbury. We've played loads of different places. But as I say, we're still quite a new band, so
Yeah.
still got a lot of it to come.
But I saw you did a gig on the 10th of September, supporting Sons of Liberty.
Yeah. That was in Gravesend.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're quite a good band, and it's quite a name band at the moment.
Yeah.
So that must have raised your profile a bit, I would have thought.
Yeah, definitely. It was we got asked to do it literally just like the band that was supposed to open for them, so they'd got ill, so they couldn't do it. And next thing we know, it was like the day of the gig, and we're getting a text saying, "Can you come and do the show?" We're
Wow.
like, "Yeah, I think so." Hopefully.
Yeah.
So I mean, it worked out well. We all had a really good night, and met obviously all the guys in the band, which was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good night.
Oh, it sounds like. I've got to say, I kind of looked through the tracks I really like on there. There's a track on there called "Disappear."
Right.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Is it? I mean, where do you get the inspiration for these songs? Are they kind of like just personal things, or is it just I mean, I don't know who does most of the songwriting, so
It's more of an amalgamation of everybody's influences. Like, so for example, it'd just be like, oh, me and Max have this riff, and then we're like, oh, we like that, and then we just build on it and build on it and build on it, and eventually it just becomes this whole song of just everybody's influences. And we just try and make it sound as cool as hell, like as cool as possible. That's what we try and aim for.
Well, yeah, I'm in agreement with Ant. I think a lot of our songs are quite literally the sum of all our I'll start again. The sum of all of our influences.
right.
But the most important thing that we try and strive for is to sound like ourselves.
Yeah.
Which is the hardest thing you could possibly do.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there the lyrics, or anybody? Is there any one particular person write the lyrics, or do you do the same with that? Are they sort of?
Gabby's the one that writes the lyrics. Me, Max, and Dom just write our own individual sort of, structures, and then Gabby just goes, lyrics later. But
okay, so where do the lyrics come from? Is it all through personal things, or do you just kind of?
It really varies, to be honest. Like our songs are really strange, to be honest, from one another. So Disappear is actually about I really like the game Assassin's Creed.
All right.
And I used to play them a lot, especially like Brotherhood and stuff. And that song's actually just about like the little pickpocketers and the thieves that you get in the game. I don't know why. It just it kind of worked.
Yeah, it works. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got other songs. One's about God, because I'm a bit anti-religious. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I'm really bad on interviews. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're all atheists.
I
usually get myself in trouble. So
no,
yeah,
they say it's free. It's just
Yeah, this is it. But they really vary. I don't know what else we've got.
Masquerade.
Yeah, Masquerade is a strange one. It's kind of I work in mental health, and that song is kind of about like people with split personality disorders and stuff. And again, it changes. They really vary. There's not sort of one topic that I focus on personally when I write lyrics,
right.
But yeah.
No, I like Masquerade. I thought it was really good as well. It's got a very the lyrics are a little bit odd, but very strong. it's interesting is the fact that you've got a lyric video for that rather than any kind of like, I don't know, story type video or anything.
I
Was
mean,
there-
do you want to go, Dom? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying it wasn't a reason behind that. It was just because music videos cost a lot of money now.
It was just the fact that we're all poor.
It wasn't.
Oh, right. It wasn't a planned thing. It was just,
No,
it was necessity.
it can be whatever you want it to be.
One of your videos I was very interested to watch was Stay.
Oh God.
It's,
Good,
it's an interesting video. And I just
It is,
wondered
isn't it?
what the background to the video was. I mean, is it a personal thing that you'd always wanted to do, or was it just a
It's a strange one, Steve,
One off the
because
bucket.
and we the song's actually like about a one night stand. So what we did is we had like, well, I kind of forced the guys to dress up as women and shave their beards off. But yeah, I mean, it was Max's idea. Kind of like, right, you've got to shave your beards off. You've all got to do it.
And then we all swiftly regretted it from that point on.
It was fun making it, and obviously I was a man, but that's just standard stuff anyway. I usually look like that. Yeah, it was good fun to do actually.
It was.
The music video the storyline didn't really turn out how we thought it was going to. It was a bit random, but it makes sense.
It was quite, yeah, I wasn't expecting it from the beginning of the video. For the other stuff I've seen, I wasn't quite expecting you to suddenly be in drag. It was a bit.
Neither did I. I didn't expect it either, but it just happened. It's like you're
Not
getting
that there's
dressed.
anything wrong with it. I mean, I think you all look perfectly wonderful in drag.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not quite as attractive as Queen, but getting there.
No one can top Freddie.
Oh, there he is.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
All right.
Should we play the song?
Yes.
Where's Dom?
There's only one night tonight, same time next Tuesday. No strings attached, and nothing you can hack. 'Cause you're my midnight snack, and now the clocks are turning back. I'm out, I won't be back. I'm out, I won't be back. Do you wanna come my way? I might stay. I might stay. Do you wanna come my way? I might stay. I might stay.
So, you say you got more songs you got recorded already, and you're going to put some more. You're going to put them out. Are you going to do any more videos? I mean, obviously you haven't got lots of money, but I mean, film any yourself, or do you know anybody who might film some for you?
Well, the person that's been filming our videos thus far has been a fellow called Max Barrett, who is he's got a master's degree, right?
Yeah, he's really good. But we just recently recorded a new music video for our new single, so that will be coming out soon.
We have to done another one.
Okay. And are you? Well, I was going to ask you actually, was it with the lockdown and everything? How did that affect you? I mean, obviously you couldn't play live, but did you manage to write some new stuff and record new stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, that whole sort of bulk of songs that we released first, you know, with Disappear, what was it, Disappear, Stay, Masquerade, Righteous Lie. Those 4 were recorded in that weird sort of in-betweeny bit where stuff was open and then stuff closed again.
Yeah. Okay.
So we were lucky enough to get in the studio when we did.
That's cool. That's cool. So the question is, where do you want to go from here? Where do you want to take it from here? Do you have a sort of, are you playing it by ear and sort of like working a month at a time and seeing how it goes, or have you got a glorious 10-year plan so that in 10 years' time you will be world domination and doing arena tours across the world?
World domination is the plan, but we're kind of going with the flow as well. We've got a plan of what we want, you know, what we want to do with our music, and what we want to write and stuff. But
Growing our profile.
Yeah, we are, and I mean, one of our main plans at the moment is just we will literally gig wherever you want us to gig. Like in a shed, we'll be there. So
Fair enough. Have you had much interest from, I mean, much airplay or anything like that from radio stations or online places?
Yeah, actually, but the best person to answer that, I think, is Ant. He
Yeah,
knows more about that than I.
we've had a fair few. You know, when our release plans sort of like bring out a new single, then I mainly just focus on just messaging radio stations and making sure it gets airplay.
Right.
Just so that it gets people listening to it and then wanting to come back and pre-download the song. And but we went on like Heads Up Radio, John Head. We've been on Folkestone Radio with Clayton Thompson. There are a number of other ones as well that I can't remember.
We may
Radio
even, as of Saturday night, we may end up getting on places up north.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we had airtime on somewhere up north. It was a Radio Northwich with Nikki Clifford. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but we get played by her quite a lot. And yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's good. And what about record labels? Any interest from anyone or?
Not yet. But that's the dream, right? But
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So you're going to be going out and doing more gigs as soon as possible, or as much as possible, I take it. Are you got any plans for doing a proper sort of like mini tour or anything like that?
I think we've got a few plans in the works, haven't we, of doing something like that? But obviously it's all heavily reliant on transport. A van is the thing that we're looking at to do that at the minute. A
Right.
proper van.
Yeah.
that is falling in the works, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we I mean, we'll drive anywhere, we will, but we just need to sort of get our stuff sorted with, as I say, transport. But we'll make it work anyway.
Yeah, it's that and finding the other bands that we can do it with.
Yeah, I mean, we are an acquired taste, and I think there is only a certain amount of bands that are heavy in certain areas. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
But we found, because of Saturday night, we were in Stoke-on-Trent, we found that places up north, there's actually a way bigger reception that you get for this genre of music than there is from a lot of places down here.
There seems to be a big kind of movement at the moment around Manchester and that sort of area. There's a lot of bands coming out of there, all playing good, solid hard rock. And it's not quite a movement as such, but it's kind of getting that way. But there are some bands down. We've got a few bands in Essex that are kind of that sort of thing, around towards Southend and Colchester and that sort of way. There's a few bands there that are doing that sort of thing. So, there are some. You just have to kind of look for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we'll see you gigging again soon. I'd love to come and see you guys live because it reminds me, your stuff kind of reminds me of when I was a teenager. We used to going to see bands like Iron Maiden and Praying Mantis and that sort of thing. It like small clubs in Camden Town and that sort of thing. So it's kind of got that same kind of feel to it. That sort of energy and stuff that they had. So I really like that. I'd love to come and see you live sometime. So hopefully we will be, people will see you live soon and all around the place and listen to more music of yours. Thank you very much for joining me on here. It's been really nice talking to you.
Thanks for having us.
No, it's been really good. So everyone watching, look out for Pryma, and I'll put links to their social media and to their YouTube channels, and keep an eye out for them playing live somewhere near you soon, hopefully. And I'll see you again on here some other time. Right, bye.
Nice.
See you later.
You later.
Yeah.
Talking music with Big Andy.
Oh.